Let's see what the stars have in store for us this week. Happy birthday, Scorpio! Get ready for a week of spooky celebration as Mercury retrograde ends, allowing your fiery and enigmatic nature to shine. On October 31st, Saturn, the planet that governs cats, will enter your sign, and you may find your feline tendencies come to the fore. Wait, was I wearing these before? That's like weirdly accurate. Did I even choose to put on these cat ears? I mean, did I really choose anything in my life? Are any of us truly free, or are we simply at the whim of fate, our biology, our personal experiences, and just plain old randomness? My conscious understanding of why I'm wearing cat ears is that it's Halloween and I love cats. But when I truly try to interrogate that desire, I find that it's fundamentally mysterious to me. So if I don't control or understand my desires, how can I really have free will? And does it matter anyways? Either way, happy Halloween and cat kisses to my fellow Scorpios. Hey there, welcome back to my channel. I'm Vlada, and this is Gordon. And this is a channel where I like to think through and discuss my opinions on whatever random topic I find interesting at the time. And today we're going to be talking about free will, which I'm definitely underqualified to address, but let's get into it anyways. Do we have free will? And how does the answer to that question impact our life and our perceptions of ourselves and others? First of all, let's define two axes that provide helpful context for this discussion. Determinists believe that all events are the product of existing causes and that only one course of events is possible. Indeterminists, on the other hand, believe that outcomes are not certain and that events are probabilistic. The reason that determinism versus indeterminism is perceived to be important in the discussion of free will is that for many people, and definitely for me, being able to have done otherwise is a requirement for free will as well as for moral blame and responsibility. And in order to have been able to have done otherwise, more than one course of events needs to be possible. Now, while I think that being able to have done otherwise is a requirement for free will, I don't actually think determinism or indeterminism are important for the no free will argument. Let's just define one more binary before we move on. Incompatibilists believe that free will is, well, incompatible with determinism. If you couldn't have done otherwise, how can you have free will? Compatibilists, on the other hand, don't see a contradiction between determinism and free will, but they also don't define free will in the libertarian sense. Instead, they define free will as the ability to act in line with your desires and absent from external coercion. Under this view, there are degrees to how free we are, and you're morally responsible for your actions when those actions are caused by your own internal states. Many of them view the idea of libertarian free will as an obvious falsehood that's not super relevant to the current discussion, since it essentially depends on belief in some sort of higher power or non-material actor. Finally, hard incompatibilists believe that determinism versus indeterminism is irrelevant to the question of free will. Just because things could have been otherwise doesn't make room for free will, since they would have been otherwise as a product of randomness, not of a self-directed will. So why is this an important discussion anyways? Well, many people believe that free will has important implications for moral responsibility. If you don't have free will, how can you truly face moral blame for your actions? Now, I know that some people say that this view can be very destabilizing, but I think that it's very helpful for many other people. If you're someone who can tend to be very hard on yourself or judgmental of others, a belief in no free will can actually help you to become more compassionate. And for those who do find it destabilizing, I suspect that the effect of that destabilization will be shorter lived and less severe than they might intuit. Netflix, stop fucking asking me if I want to watch another episode of Selling Sunset. Not like I have free will anyway. For me, as a hard incompatibilist, I still view the degree to which someone's actions are the product of external coercion as very important, just not for the purposes of assigning moral blame. If someone steals from you because their wife is being held hostage and they're told that she's going to be killed if they don't, that's not a very good signal of how that person's going to act in the future absent of external coercion. On the other hand, someone who desires to steal from you and does so is sending a powerful signal about how they might act in the future. Therefore, even if they don't bear moral blame for their actions, there are still utilitarian reasons to punish them.
So there's also a secular tradition of anti-retribution thinking, which tries to define justice as something other than retaliation. Utilitarian reformists have argued that the goal of criminal justice should be to improve society, rather than punishment for punishment's sake. So the utilitarian approach to punishment looks forward at preventing future crimes, where retribution looks backward at punishing past crimes, revenge by proxy. Some utilitarian punishment goals might be deterrence, punishing criminals as an incentive for others not to offend, or incapacitation of criminals in prisons, or rehabilitation of criminals, trying to educate or discipline them so that they can re-enter society. A lot of people consider these utilitarian goals to be more rational and scientific than retribution, which is very based in emotions. Also, the utilitarian idea of justice makes sense, even if you don't believe in free will.
Thank you, CatcherPoints. I couldn't have said it better. So, I don't believe we have free will, but how can I square that with the first-person experience of libertarian free will that I think most people would report that they have, the illusion of free will? Well, Sam Harris questions that experience, and he actually suggests that the illusion of free will is an illusion itself, and that when we really examine our experiences more closely, we don't actually truly have this experience of free will.
But the illusion of free will is an illusion in that as you pay more attention to your experience, you begin to see that it's totally compatible with an absence of free will. You don't know what you're going to think next. You don't know what you're going to intend next. You don't know what's going to just occur to you that you must do next. You don't know how much you're going to feel the behavioral imperative to act on that thought. All of this is compatible with some evil genius in the next room just typing in code.
Another point that I think people find confusing when they first think about the no free will argument is the experience that their thoughts and desires influence their actions. Now, of course your thoughts and desires influence your actions, and your environment and actions similarly influence your thoughts and desires. But none of that is incompatible with materialism or determinism, and it also doesn't require free will. Our conscious experience is a product of the material world, and we don't create or control that conscious experience. There may be times where you feel you have more ability to direct your actions or even your thoughts in service of your higher order desires, but how you came to hold those higher order desires remains mysterious. Just as punishment can affect someone's future actions without the need for free will, our thoughts and desires can affect our own future actions without the need for free will. So let me know what you all think about free will. Let me know if there's anything that I said that you think I got wrong, or if there's anything I said that changed the way that you think about this topic. Not that it's up to you anyways. Thank you so much for listening, and hope to see you again soon. Happy Halloween!